What's up, YouTubers? What's going on, everybody? What's poppin'? Anyhows, what is good? Yeah. So y'all see the fruits of my labor. Now see, this is why my fucking wife is great. I love my wife to death. This is why we've been together 30 years. Why we have 3 beautiful kids who do what they're supposed to do. From a guy who's a very arrogant, angry, militant nigga who don't like nobody, quote unquote, who seems savagely uneducated, blah blah blah. You guys don't even know me, but I'm only stating the simple facts here. I'm not. It's nothing like that. You know, I had all this stuff in my dining room, in a big dining cabinet or curio, whatever the fuck you call it, on top of it, and in my living room, in showcases. My wife does not mind. I mean, since we've been living together forever and been around each other, I've always had collectibles. Hell, she not only helps buy, but she supports whatever I have. It doesn't matter how much it is, as long as it looks nice, presentable. She doesn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just the kind of wife I have. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's times I want to rip a fucking throat out, and I'm pretty sure that feeling's mutual. But, you know, I decided to bring everything up here, to put everything in my office, and I got rid of the 97 to 06 G.I. Joe line. Excuse me. Which I started to like a lot. I started to draw a bigger bond with them than I did with my regular 89 94. No, 82 94 line, because I've gotten so attached to them. I still have all of the, at least mostly all of the convention pieces. I didn't give those. And yeah. So anyway, you know, outside of that, I have, if you guys saw the other video, I have a new member to the family. So for that individual that gave me that advice, I appreciate it. I don't talk, you know, some people just think that I do things out of the whim, which doesn't matter if you do or don't. It's either, you know, whatever. I don't talk about my whole life. Just because you may see me talk about something, get something, or have something, doesn't mean that I do everything in the spare of the moment. You know, there's a big part of my life that I don't just share everything all the time with everybody. I don't tell you guys what I like orally when it comes to sex, or what positions I like better. I mean, it's certain things you don't say, or whatever. There's certain parts of the women's body you may like more than others, but just because you don't hear me talk about it, just because I may talk about it one day, don't mean I just explored that. It's just that you don't talk about everything all the time. It's like me, for instance. I don't post all of my foods and certain things on Facebook. Like, I know some people that they just, you know, say their whole family business and their trials and tribulations on Facebook, or this and that. There's just certain things you keep to yourself. You share it with very few that you have good, elongated relationships with, and other than that, you keep it moving. I like to say that because just because I recently got a bird doesn't mean I never had one. When we came here, I had a cockatoo. Now, we all know those birds, they're big. The only problem with cockatoos when you handle them is you get like this white powder residue all over your body when you're handling cockatoos. That's just the norm with them. It's just something with their feathers and the powdery stuff on their skin that just comes off. And if you don't like that, you shouldn't handle them very well. They can be very crazy. They can be very territorial, and they can be very aggressive and crazy. And they get very jealous very quickly. And like most birds, a lot of birds will cling closer to one person than others. That's just the bird, period. But if you have more than one person feeding an animal, like for instance, a lot of people, they get animals from animal rescues. I'm so good with birds that I've gotten a lot of birds from rescue places. Jesus Christ, I can't fucking talk. And I know how to handle them and stuff like that, but it takes time and patience. Same kind of time and patience it would take for you to do with a younger bird. But it's always good to get birds, especially any animal, but especially birds when they're extremely young, because they are intelligent, but they don't handle the same way a dog will handle, or a cat. Cats and dogs are a lot more resilient. Like they can come out their shell a lot faster and quicker than a bird will. Like, it takes you a long time to earn an abused or battered bird than you will a battered dog or cat. Regardless of their circumstances, they will come around a lot quicker, and they'll be a lot more understanding than a bird will. So when you get a bird young, yes, the more hands handle their feeding, the better. Because when that animal gets old, and you want that animal to be around specific animals. Like, you don't want to go and get an animal from a rescue and you have dogs or cats at home. There's a reason why people do ask, hey, you have any other pets? Or when you write down on the application, you know, they want to know what other animals you have in the house, because they kind of know the temperament, and they don't want to be responsible for you taking that animal home, and that animal be harming or being harmed by another animal or worse. So that's why a lot of people ask these questions. It's not to be nosy, it's just to make sure that, you know, hey, we're an animal rescue. We deal with animals that either get dropped off from family members that can't handle them no more, or somebody passed away. So the animal, you know, the animal's gonna go through withdrawal because they've been around those individuals that love them and cherish them, and vice versa, for a while. So when they go to another environment and they don't see that person or caretaker, it's just like you going into a fucking shelter system, you know, or something. It does something to anything, to any human living fucking thing psyche, whether it's an insect or an arachnid or a fucking small animal, whatever. Just because it doesn't sit down and, you know, go to college or high school or elementary school, and just because it doesn't speak English or whatever human communicative language there is, doesn't mean that they don't have intelligence, or they don't have the same kind of, well, they may not have the same IQ we do, but then again, we don't know, because we don't communicate the way they do, and vice versa. But doesn't mean anything other than that. But that advice was definitely appreciated, because yeah, you know, it's good to know that. But I know sometimes with Amazons, you don't really want to shove it all the way down their throat. Now, I know they have like a gag reflex compared to what we have, but you want him to kind of taste it, and I know that you should put it by the tongue and then put it in. You don't want to force it, because then they can still bring it back up. You don't want the animal to regurgitate. So, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like, yeah, you want the water to be warm, and if you can boil it, that's even better. You want again, but at the same time, you also want the animal to get immune, like a dog or a cat or humans. You know, they have to get their immunization shots. And the same thing with a bird. You want a bird, because, you know, birds are wild animals. Just because, yeah, come in the tropic, but it can drink water that you need to purify to drink before you get malaria and all types of other diseases. So believe it or not, birds are just as adaptive to a lot of things we're not. So again, thank you for that advice on the bird, but I got this. But I appreciate it though. I am, you know what I'm saying, I definitely appreciate the thoughts and stuff like that, so thank you. But I've dealt with a lot of species of birds. I've had women in my family that has owned, and I've been raised and brought up, believe it or not, around more birds than any other animal. Over the years of trials and tribulations, I've learned about different reptiles and stuff like that. And because I've had a horrific fear of spiders, I had arachnophobia. One day I was in a Petland discount in I think Green Acres Mall in Green Acres, Long Island, which is basically like the beginning of Long Island if you're coming from like New York City, like if you're coming from Queens and Brooklyn area. And I was in there, and somebody donated a pink toe tarantula. And I'm at the counter, and I was at the counter for a minute, and I turned around, and I heard a little kid go like that, but I wasn't thinking much of it. And as I'm walking to the back, I forgot, I went in there to get something. And I didn't notice it. So I'm walking around, and I just felt that, but I'm like, oh, maybe it's my friend I'm with. I wasn't really paying no attention to it. So I'm walking back to the birds, and I'm walking around, and I saw this shot. I saw like a reflection of something on me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm looking, I'm like, I ain't paying no mind. I thought it was like a spider, because there was spiders behind me. So I'm thinking, oh, whatever. So I go to the register, and the guy was like, oh shit, dude, I'm so sorry. I said, what do you mean? He said, yeah, somebody just donated a pink toe. And I'm like, oh shit, where? And he was like, yeah, but it's not in the case. I think the other worker took the lid off of the little thing it was in, and it got on me. So he's like, oh, let me grab that. So he took it off, and I'm like, oh shit. And so I looked at it and I said, oh shit. Now mind you, I'm walking around the store at least 5-10 minutes, and I'm like, oh shit. I didn't scream. I was shocked at me. I mean, I'll tell you, I had a fucking fear of arachnids. Let me tell you, I couldn't watch movie. You know how many years it took me, and how many weeks it took me to get over my fear after seeing arachnophobia with Jeff Bridges? Listen, let me tell y'all, I could watch giant ant movies. I mean, eight-legged freaks. It took every ounce of my fucking body to sit down and watch that movie. When I played the original Resident Evil, it took me 2 months to play that game. After the second time I walked through the main corridor of the mansion, and that big ass tarantula came out. I literally pissed myself a little bit. I shit you not, I'm not joking. If I opened up a page of a book and I saw a fucking tarantula on that page, I would jump and drop the book. That's how, I mean, my fear was ridiculously fucking off the Richter scale. Terrified of arachnids. That moment wiped all that shit away. Just like that. What made me fear them is there was an old movie with William Shatner. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was like giant spiders. Was it William Shatner or was it Carol O'Connor who played Archie Bunker? It was one of them two. And it was like a big spider movie. And toward the end, I forgot which one of them was a cop. Was like the chief of police, and he got eaten by the spider. But that fucking movie terrified me. So ever since then, I've been just like everybody. A lot of people fear certain things because of movies and stuff like that. Like people are afraid of the water because of Jaws, not realizing that great whites are kind of like a docile shark compared to mako and tiger sharks. But because of the fact that they get big a lot quicker, and then the Jaws movie made people fear sharks. Now a shark will bite you as a mistake, as another creature, or they can be aggressive depending on mating season and this and that. But they're not like alligators and crocodiles where they harmfully go out of their way to attack you and eat you. No, that's not true. I learned that a long time by reading books and shit like that as well. Now, yeah, you can be eaten by a shark if they're extremely hungry and if you're bleeding and shit like that. But they don't just do some Jaws shit where they come and they want revenge and all that. That's just fictional bullshit. And it's the same thing with spiders. Like, it's poisonous snakes. A poisonous snake don't go out of their way to bite you. You know, if you don't know the signs, they all give you a warning. Now, if you're stupid enough to go fuck with them, you know, they're going to be aggressive. They're going to attack you because out of fear. But, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was, at that moment, that was done. So since then, I've read a lot of books on different species of different arachnids. The difference between a regular spider versus a tarantula. Like everybody think, oh, it's because of their size and their hair. No, most tarantulas have hair. But then you have Old World and New World. A New World tarantula is the only species out of all tarantula that will flick its articulated hair as a defense. Versus a lot of Old World tarantulas are a lot more. They have less hair. Some do have a lot, but they're a lot. But they're prone to be more aggressive to biting you than a New World. A New World rather just, you know, spit hairs off their abdomen, off the back of their body at you as a defense versus a New World. An Old World would. You know what I'm saying? But you still have a lot of Old Worlds that aren't really aggressive. But any tarantula or a spider can or will bite you. And then the other thing about a tarantula versus the regular spider is most spiders, they have, like, their mandibles, their teeth are like this. Tarantulas, their fangs sit underneath and they come out like that, they come out like fangs like this, and they bite down. That's the difference between any other spider versus a tarantula. So the same way I know that, I've learned to know that about reptiles, all types of fish, the aggressiveness of alligators versus crocodiles. I could say it for hours and talk to you about this stuff. And it's the same thing with birds. And I say this just to let you know that, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Just because he's a new member doesn't mean I'm new at this. I don't sit here and talk my whole life. You know, like I'm up here on YouTube doing certain videos. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna sit here and do a biography of my whole life and my thoughts. Even though I gave you guys a little bit of it, I'm just doing that just so this individual knows that, hey, I know what I'm doing when I'm feeding the bird and this and that. I appreciate your knowledge and you're telling me thank you on that, but I got this. All right, outside of that, let's go into the stuff that, because I wasted 15 minutes talking about all that. So let's talk about all the other stuff that I've got this past weekend. So this past week was horrific. It was terrible at thrifting. Thursday, me and Isaiah went to this Thursday is my sister's birthday, so my younger sister is coming up from, technically this is gonna be the first time since we were fucking young. I can't say kids because they were young. They were babies when I was a kid. Unfortunately, my brother JC, the oldest of all of us, the oldest twin, let alone the oldest of all my mother's children, passed away in 2021 on April 12th. But the other twin, JD, and all of us, this is the first time we're getting together probably in over 30-something years. Being together, because obviously, you know, my brother JD's been away for 25 to life. Let's put it that way. He's home now, and he's doing productively great. We're all proud of him, and we all support him because he's doing this thing. I'm not going to go into details why he had to take a life, but he do like a lot of people do. You know, it was either that person or him, and he chose to live. I'm just going to leave it as that. Other than that, it's none of nobody's business. So that's what she wants for her birthday this year, is for us to all be together. So that's what we're doing this Thursday. And then of course I'll be at Fam Alex's house. You know, Fam Eric's brother. I'll be there for the 4th of July. This will be our second 4th of July together as a big group and family. They are my brothers. They're younger than me by a lot of years, but they are my blood now. These two guys couldn't get rid of me in life if they tried to. It's amazing how a video up here on YouTube, I'm about to get emotional. A video up here on YouTube of me getting Ghostbusters in a toy show had Eric reach out to me, and now I'm not only real good friends with him and his household, but then his brother and his household. That's extremely important. It just goes to show you never know. I mean, we are packed by love and blood, and just, I mean, it's amazing. This is why I always continue to do my videos. It doesn't matter how many people like me or don't like me. It's all about finding that 0.5 to 1% of individuals that can say, I can fuck with this guy. That's why I continue doing my videos. I've been on YouTube since the beginning. I should have, if not hundreds of thousands, over 1 million viewers and subs right now. Just because the kind of person I am. Not because I edit or do phony fake shit. I talk about any and every topic, and I'm always right on everything, whether you think I'm a racist or whatever. I call shit for what the fuck it is, and certain people fuck with me because they know me. And if I call you or call a person a racist or whatever, it's that particular person at that specific moment. It doesn't mean I'm that kind of person. We all do everything in life is about moments. You understand? And at that moment, if this person does something against me, or there's something stupid that's going on and whatever, and that person happens to be a specific race, I'm gonna speak on that. Because you guys hear me talking about jigaboo ass dumb fucking ignorant niggas too. So I'm not a racist. I don't even consider myself a bigot or a hypocrite. I just call shit for what the fuck it is. But anyway, moving on. So going back to this stuff. So last Thursday, me and Isaiah, we went to Columbus. I got like a couple of things, nothing crazy. It wound up being okay, and we came home, and Sunday I went. I got there late, but I did get some stuff, so I'm gonna show you guys all that as well. And my guys that I normally get a lot of toys from did not come in in July. They said they'll be back in August. I think that's the same thing they did last year. But it doesn't matter because like last year I couldn't wait to see them, and I got a lot of great shit from them. But the guy who normally used to always buy from me, he's not buying nowhere on a scale he was. So I haven't picked up a lot of stuff from them no more. I did get some things from them. I'm gonna show you guys that. But I didn't go crazy like I normally went, like I did last year, because again, he's not buying like that. And my guy who buys, he has to buy. He buys in certain He buys in. You know, he doesn't buy nowhere near how this other guy buys. Which so happens the other guy I'm talking about is the same guy that brought my G.I. Joe collection. So that just goes to show the kind of, you know, like the kind of big scale individual he is. So anyway, let me show you guys this stuff. And I also got stuff from the G.I. Joe lady. So let me show you what's in this bag first. So the guys I was talking to you guys about, I got this stuff from them. Let me just show you now. So here it says Hasbro bundle, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Honky Tonk Man. I didn't pay $20, but to be honest, $20 for both of these is a steal. Because most people will ask $10 to $15 all day. You go to like a toy store that sells loose toys. What I think Hacksaw, if he had his 2x4, he'd probably be 20, 25. Honky Tonk Man in his state just like this, he's about a $15 to $20 figure alone. I know that because I go to a lot of toy shows and know better. These I just took. These were actually $15. These are Tonka Supernaturals. I believe they're somewhere around 10 to 15 bucks a pop. So to pay 15 for both of them is a steal. Then of course here we got another Honky Tonk Man and the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior is normally a $35, $40 figure when he first passed away. He has dropped in price now, so you could probably pick him up like this for about 15 to 20. Honky Tonk Man, about 15 or so. But to pay $25, I didn't pay $25 for them. They gave me a good steal on all of them. So, I'm still moving on here. I gotta go through so I can show you guys all of them. But, oh yeah, this is not part of that. This is just basically what a Hot Toy True Type body looks like outside of the package. I don't know if you guys remember my other video when I showed you guys this. That's basically the same figure, but he's a different body. I think he's more like a slim, muscular body, but it's the same thing. I brought it up here just because I had it downstairs for a while, and I am going to kit bash those as well as kit bashing this. I used to buy a lot of these bodies from Hot Toys. They used to be like $35 to $40, and they got so popular that they went up in price. But I brought him to use an extra body for a Harvey Two-Face and another couple of figures. But I did kit bash a lot of figures out of these bodies, just as well as everybody. That was back when they were really, really popular. I want to hurry up because I want to hurry up and go downstairs and feed Polly. Oh, here's another one. So here you got, I think this is the King of the Ring, but he looks like he has smoke damage. But you got Jake the Snake is one of the basic figures. He's like a $10 to $12 figure all day. If he has the snakes and stuff, maybe 20 to 25. But in this current whatever, he's probably around $10 to $12, maybe even 14. Then this Macho Man is probably about 10 to 15 because that I think that's like more smoke, like came from a smoker. But they put 25 on this, and if they put that price on it, they know what they're doing because these guys are relatively cheap. They are very cheap with their prices, which means very fair. And then here you got the Dream Team, Greg Valentine and Brutus the Barber Beefcake, 25. Brutus is another basic $10 figure, $8 to $12. With his shares, he's probably about 15. Because he's again, just like Jake the Snake, a very basic. You always find him Hasbro WWF figure. This Greg Valentine, he's probably about a $15 to $25 figure by himself because he's not rare, but he's not that common. But again, they put 25 on both of them, which is still a good price. Let me see what else. No, I don't know who I got. I got that from. I think there should be another one bag here. And then here you got $1 Million Man Corporation. You got Ted DiBiase and you have Tatanka. Ted DiBiase, he's another basic, especially the black suit. The green one goes for $5 to $10 more than the black because he's very common. He's probably about an $8 to $12 figure. Tatanka, probably about $15. I would say 15 to 20, like this. And I believe that's probably everything. So, you got 20, 25, 25, and 25. So you got 75 here, 75 and 20 is 95. 95 and 15 is 110. 110 and 20 is 130. So I basically, they gave me a deal. I paid $100 for all of this. Took that, didn't even argue. Normally when they give me a price, I'm like, well, can you do this and that? And he'd be like, yeah, but they just did it. They said, 100 for you. And I was like, fine. And they're like, oh, wow, you're not even bargaining today. I said, nah, the price is right where I want to be, no problem. Normally I would, ask if you guys could take a couple dollars off, but at that price, it's a sure thing. So, yeah. So then after that, they told me they weren't going to be there. So let me show you guys what I got from Perry. So this is kind of cool. A Pokemon pouch of Pikachu. Pikachu is my favorite. I like Pikachu, Meowth, Squirtle, Geodude, and I said Squirtle, right? And Charizard. Those are my favorite Pokemon. Mainly because those are the original ones. And because those are the ones I know. And I like them. I like Geodude. Meowth, that's right. And of course, Squirtle, Charizard. I mean, come on, they're dope as hell. But Pikachu. Believe it or not, Pikachu is the first word my daughter actually fucking said. She didn't say daddy, mommy, Pikachu. She said it just like that when I was sitting there watching it. Because she used to love the theme song. Dum-dum-dum, I wanna be the very best. Like no one ever was. Dum 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 dum. To catch them is my real test. Something, something, something. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em. It's you and me. I know it's our destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. In the world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em. A heart so true. I know what to get us through. You teach me and I teach you, Pokemon. Yeah, alright, I'm not a fucking singer. And just because I'm black, don't be fooled that I can sing. But I did a lot better than a lot of you motherfuckers. And I know some of y'all motherfuckers are singing along with me, so stop it. Alright? Y'all was sitting there singing your hearts to it. A heart so true. I made that song for my friend Lev, who's actually Jewish. He's the owner of Toy Tokyo. And he said, that's not nice, that's crazy. We always have jokes. He knows me. He knew me for over fucking 30 years. So I'm not going to say what his song is, but it's fucking hilarious. But anyway, I got this from Perry. Perry seemed to be a little testy this weekend. For some fucking reason. Like, I had to tell him, all right, relax. It's not that serious. Like, he was like going in for, I don't know if he was having a little whatever, but I wasn't really in the mood. It was hot. And I just asked questions, and I was like, well, and he got a little agitated. I mean, I didn't have to buy shit. You know what I mean? But whatever. But I really did appreciate it a little bit. But he gave me a good price on these. All you do is you ask, hey, would you do this and that? You ask for a certain price. Oh, well, I can't do this or that. But you don't have to keep fucking dwelling on like a nagging woman about it. And it kind of got under my skin. And I was like, okay, all right. It's not that serious. Relax. So once I start saying that, depending on what you say after that, I might just throw your shit down and walk away. Because at that point, I'm kind of getting a little heated. You ask a price, you don't have to go in. But anyhow, this is what I got from him anyway. So I did get this store. I got this zombie Superman. Got him. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, and maybe I did get him a little agitated, but I didn't really see. I mean, if somebody's buying from you and they're trying to get a good deal on something, if you can't do a great deal, no problem, but you don't have to go fucking ham neither, I just felt a certain way about whatever. It doesn't matter. This Batman. Then you got this Superman. Then you got this Batman as well. Whoop. And it's like he mainly had a lot of DC characters. A lot of these DC characters don't really go for money anyway. That's why I was trying to get a better deal, because if I'm gonna sell them to resellers that I know who will buy them, I gotta get them for a decent price to make money, because they gotta get it for a decent price so they can make money. So to be honest, I'm like one of the most expensive guys at the market. If I kind of Jew you down with price, it's because I'm selling to resellers as well. So believe it or not, I'm only making anywhere from $1 to maybe $3 a figure. So you're still making more than what I'm making. But if I'm buying them in bulk, I can make like that adds up when $1 here, $2 there, $3 or $4 there. That means I can make anywhere from $10 to maybe $25 for that lot that you're selling me to somebody else. So in reality, you're still making more than I'm making, but I'm still making a couple of dollars. You understand? So that's why, I don't try to buy a fucking figure from $1 and say, hey, would you take, and I got like 60 figures and I'm like, okay, it's $60 for 60 of them, and I'm saying, hey, would you take 30? That's fucking an insult. But to get a little agitated because somebody wants a little better price, that's a little foolish. When you're dwelling on about, you don't have to dwell on it. I'm like, hey, if I take a lot, well, if you take the whole table, I don't want the whole table. Oh, well, then, okay, relax. And you got this Robin. So I did get a little upset, a little under the weather about it, because I didn't see it was kind of, whatever. I'm not gonna make it into like a hissy thing. And then these I got from Hospital Mat. And I still didn't say what I paid for this stuff, because like I said, when I'm cool with people and I mention their names, I don't like to say what I paid for stuff, because then other people go to the market and they be like, hey, would you take this for this and that? Then they be like, oh, well, no, da, da, da. Then they be like, oh, well, you gave this to this person for that price. And then it's like, sometimes they'll say, yeah, well, I know them, or whatever. I don't know you. But still in all, it's none of their business what you pay for something. But they think just because because somebody give you a good deal on something, they supposed to get a good deal on it too. And then you got some people that do know that person too, and they just automatically feel like they have the obligation to get this for a good price because of that too, which is kind of silly and foolish, because if you know an individual, it's not sure, whatever, but it's crazy. Some people are like that, where they just assume that, oh, because you gave this person a good deal on something, I'm buying a lot more, so I'm gonna mention this person to you and you should give it to me for a good deal or a good price, which is naive, stupid, and foolish. Because even if you do know the person, maybe you and that person have a different aura and relationship than the other person. Now, this is stuff, I did get this. I also got, is it here? Did I bring it up here? I feel like I'm missing something. I thought I brought it up here. They did the 1980s, like My Little Pony Transformers. They had like the color form things. They like cut out magnets and you put them on this thing. There's a G.I. Joe one that I got from Hospital Mat. It's here somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Oh, it's down here. I thought I brought it up. Box is beat up, but still cool. And he said it was missing stuff, but I didn't care. It's more like for artwork. Kind of cool looking. So, got that from Hospital Mat. I haven't seen Jerry's mat in a long time. This guy, I don't know what happened to him. He just fucking fell off the reservation. Then I got this. Let me tell you something, you crazy fool. You must be crazy or something. I ain't breathing heavy. Crazy jibber jamming fool. I already got one, but got that. He gave me a good price for all this stuff. Again, I'm like, he wouldn't. Hospital Mat is like the white version of me. He doesn't give a fuck. He speaks his mind, and he tell you about. He don't give a shit. He has no filter. He don't give a fuck what color you are, what race you are, whatever. you know, right is right, wrong is wrong, and that's why I get along with a lot of, even with Perry, I get along with a lot of these guys. I just felt like, I don't know, but you know, a lot of people, they speak their mind, and it is what the fuck it is, and that's the one thing about Hospital Matt, that, you know, because he's like a white version of me in a lot of ways. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he should take it as a compliment coming from me. But he wouldn't give a fuck if I told you what I paid for this stuff. But I'm not gonna tell you anyway. But you know, he gave me that. I got that Mr. T, the Color Forms G.I. Joe. I got Yoshi, and I got George the Animal Steel, because I think last week or the week before last, I got a whole bunch of these guys from this other dude for like $5 each. Everybody's selling these guys for like $10 in the flea market, which is still cheap compared to what people were selling a lot of the old WWF LJN figures for. But you know, he hooked me up. Then I got this Mario. Normally I get these thrifting. I normally get them thrifting in bags, but I haven't seen them lately. Isaiah might want these. And of course, Luigi. I think this Luigi and this Mario is from the movie, because they got those kind of like glossy eyes, and they're a little bigger than the other ones. But he gave me a good deal on those. I think I got something else from him too. You know, whatever. Obviously this is gonna be a long ass video, because I spent over 15 minutes talking about birds and whatever the fuck else I was talking about. Because again, y'all all know I go way off the beaten path when I'm talking. I can't help it. Speaking of that, where the hell's that guy's head? Why is it, his head wasn't in here? Maybe it fell out. Interesting. I did take everything out, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So I just realized, where the hell's that Hot Toys guy's head? Interesting. Yeah, whatever. And then this I got from the G.I. Joe lady. Last week she had a Thundercat racing car thing, but I seen that shit from anywhere from like $60 something to over $200. Same one, so it was all over the place. So that's why they make an offer on it. But I didn't see it this week, so I'm pretty sure somebody bought it last week. I'm pretty sure they didn't pay the $200 she wanted for it. So she probably, knowing her, she probably went down half that. I don't know. I didn't even want to ask her. But I wasn't paying that shit. I looked it up. Now, if it was like $200, I mean, if it was $200 and better, I would probably offer her $150 for it or something like that, because it was cool. But being that I seen that shit from anywhere from $65 to over $200, all pre-owned, meaning used, but in the boxes and everything. I was like, nah, I'm not giving her nowhere near. I won't even give her $100 for it, because again, it was all over the place. So let me just put these to the side. And it was funny how she was talking about how expensive this was and that was and this was and that and da-da-da, and then she wound up ranting about this and that, but she still wound up giving me a steal on all this stuff, which is exactly what it was, a steal. So I am going to show you guys everything. So first off, we got Dinobot Grimlock here. Me, Grimlock. I don't know if this is slag or sludge or whatever the hell, but whatever. This is definitely like a remake. I don't know how he had this, but this is definitely, I don't know, but I don't think that is an original one. Then you got this. This may be an upgrade to the one I have. I don't know where this lady get all this shit from. I don't know who, but she been finding a lot of fucking phenomenal stuff. I was the first one to get this stuff, see it. The price she gave me for all this was, I was shocked. I thought she was gonna say hundreds, which I would have. Anyway, I got a good price on it. So again, you got these two Dinobots. You got Grimlock, and I forgot if this is Slag or Sludge. I know Swoop and him. I know Swoop only because he's the bird, and of course, who doesn't know Grimlock? This guy here, which is like I think this would be like a. Actually, I don't know. I would have thought it's supposed to be like a Ford Mustang, but I could be wrong. Maybe a Toyota Celica or some shit. Then you got this one as well. I don't even know if I have this one or not. But it's in great condition. Then of course we got Rodimus Prime without his trailer. Really good stickers and stuff, so I'm pretty confident he's also wait a minute. There it is. So I'm pretty confident he's a replacement. And of course you got Mirage. I don't want to force him into. I gotta do that. I go downstairs and feed the bird. There it is. And you know, Mirage is in really good condition because a lot of the original G1 Transformer Autobots, they people transform and play with them so much that they're not really rare, but they are compared to most G1s because they're some of the most sought after, more played with, and they tend to not survive a lot of stuff. So when you do come across a lot of the main, like Jazz, Red Alert, Sunstreaker, Mirage, Jazz, Ironhide, it is very, 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 very popular, very sought after. And when they have these stickers and they're in good condition, you're looking at a $50, $60 robot all day. And then of course this one is probably definitely in way better condition than the one that I have. So these are all the Transformers I got from her. From the G.I. Joe. The reason I call her G.I. Joe lady because for years she had G.I. Joes. And I mean at least 4 years straight. And I'm talking about new ones. Like she came with different ones every week. And now that I was collecting them, she stopped coming across them. Now these are GoBots. There's easily $100 in GoBots here alone. Maybe $120, $130 all day. Because most of these guys are around $15 to $20. These are two different, same robot. You got Puzzler and the other one. These are part of the actual, one of the two robots that you combine them together. I don't know the name, so I'm not going to even pretend. And you got, this is, I think is a Z-Bot. I could be wrong, but I know this is supposed to go in here somehow. I think it goes in here. Dino Drive, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. Okay, so somehow this, okay. It's supposed to slide forward. So I think this is a Z-Bot. Then it goes in there, there you go. So you got this pickup truck from the 80s. Looks like a Dodge. Peg! Okay, Peg. Peg, help me. Help me, Peg. Help! Then you got this, a Lamborghini Countach, whatever we want to call it. That these GoBot yet. Then you got this helicopter. This is a Protector Bot. This is one of the Protector Bots. That is not an Apache, it's a BH-12, I believe. Then you got this submarine GoBot. It's all in the imagination of the child, man. So don't judge it. Then of course you have a Leader 1 here, which is the GoBot's leader. Mighty robots, mighty vehicle GoBots. I think if GoBots came out I mean, actually, I can't say that. It came out later, but I think what messed it up for them was the goofy cartoon skits and shit like that. And when Transformers came on the scene, they just Hasbro had their shit together, man, and that's why GoBots didn't last. He's probably like $25, 25 or so. If he was the super one, he'd be like 50 to 75. And this is something. Then we got, this is Scooter. I know this is Scooter. And I can't lie, they had some goofy ass, like they definitely had some goofy ass, I mean they gave you basic names. What is the name? Your name is Scooter. Yeah, Scooter. Fucking like, you got Scooter here. Oh my god, the names. Then we got this Formula One GoBot as well. No super GoBots, just regular GoBots here. I don't know who this guy is, but I don't think it's a GoBot. Made in Hong Kong. So you got this guy here. Let's see what you are. I don't see this one, but it's, yeah, I don't see it. Obviously it's a robot, but I don't see who he is. Alright, well, I'm not going to spend that much time on it. I don't see it at all. So it's definitely a generic, I'm guessing. I don't know. Because normally Google Lens picks up a lot of stuff that's definitely real noticeable. So I don't know. Maybe somebody out there know who that is. Looked like Rosie from the Jetsons' boyfriend. And then you got this little, I don't even know why this is in there, a little Ronald McDonald thing. Then we got, I think I already got one of these. And we got this hook for something. And we got this blaster, which definitely goes to a transformer. And we got a head for one of the whatever guys. And this is the second box. She had a couple of black ones too, but she didn't really show me them. I mean, she said it was empty, but I don't think it was empty. I think she was holding on to some stuff. Because the way she was acting, it was just real weird. Real subtle, but weird. But I didn't want to force nothing on her. But I believe she was holding or hiding something. She's a weird lady, man. The G.I. Joe lady. She's weird. If somebody, she's just real weird. I think she figures she'll get more money if she just holds and hides certain stuff for another day or later on in the day or whatever the fuck. She's just a weird lady, man. Like, she does weird shit. Like, shit that don't make sense. Like, if somebody buy your stuff and they continue buyers and you got stuff, I mean, you should just sell all of it. I mean, but maybe she feel like you want a bigger discount. I don't know. I don't know what or why she thinks the way she thinks. You can never understand women, whether you're with them or not. Women are women, man. I don't know. But I gotta hurry up and get ready to finish this video because I'm pretty sure he's probably down there hungry and I want to feed him. Get him, until he starts feeding himself. Maybe my daughter will come in and feed him. Maybe she'll come in and feed him. I mean, everybody needs to feed him a little bit. so he can get used to everybody. And then I got this from Big Mike, who sets up at the market. Real heavy set white dude, real cool guy. I'm not gonna say what I paid for this because I paid a great price for it. He hooked me up as he always does. The more and more he's cool with you, and the more and more he knows you and likes you, the better the prices get. And he gave me these for a fucking phenomenal price. You're probably like, yeah, but aren't you? Didn't you say you're getting rid of stuff? Yeah, I'm getting rid of stuff from my personal collection, but at the same time, come on now, if I can get stuff for a great deal and I know I can make money on it, I'm still gonna buy it. And if I can update or upgrade something for mine, why not? So here, I do have a stalker with a messed up left arm. His left thumb is broken, but he has his crotch. And he gave this to me for a phenomenal price. I'm hoping I still have a stalker here, because I did use a stalker for the Melloway. And I'm hoping that I did not get rid of. I don't think I did, because I know stalker is kind of pricey. But I'm hoping I didn't get rid of it. And if you guys hear that noise, that's my fan. It is slave hot up here. And it looks like I did get rid of I did get rid of those parts. Shit. Oh, man. Because these are the only ones I kept. I kept just these parts. So, yeah. Oh, well. Oh, fucking well. So I did get rid of that. And then this, I believe I do have him, but he may be an upgrade. This is I forgot the Power Masters or something like that. Not Power, something like that. But he comes with like parts. This is Grimlock. I automatically believe that this is actually an upgrade to the one that I have anyway. That's why I picked him. And then you got these mini, whatever the fuck they are. First of all, you got these two guys, which are part of the Transformer line. So I grabbed the whole bag intentionally. I wanted to take all the mini cons and these two. I don't want to separate. These things sell for around $10 to $25 to $30 a figure. Because one, they're very sought after, very rare. And when they have all their parts, these things are money. And I have a couple of them here. The only ones I have. Now with my fucking luck, I may have both of them. Nope. So the purple one, I don't. So that's good. So I have these two purple, and then I have this one. So that's good. But let's see if I have the red one, being that there's so many red ones here. Nope. Definitely no. Nope. No. Nope. And no. So I don't have that one neither. So that's good. That's a good thing. So at least that wasn't a waste of money. It wasn't a waste of money anyway. But you have this small plane, which I know I have. I'm not too sure if I have one or both of these. And then you have this one, which is like the tanker. Both these are normally like two robots that form one combiner. Same with this. So there's like two of them. Yeah, a lot of Transformers. And then you have this jet, which I believe I definitely have. This looks almost like the Night Raven, just an extremely micro small scale. Then you got this tank, which I'm pretty sure I have. Then you got this guy here, which I'm pretty confident I have. And you got these. What I normally do with these is I take them in a room, look at them first, just to make sure I have them or don't have them, and then I go look in the book. Because the book is small, and I want to make sure I see what I have I'm not too confident that I have, like I said, this guy. But I know all the other ones I showed you guys I definitely have, so I know those are going to be upgrades. So I'm going to put him to the side because I'm not too sure if I have him. The other ones I know I have. These mini ones, I don't know if I have them or not, but, you know, they're still good sellers. And I got a good deal on this stuff. And again, I'm not going to say what I paid for from Hospital Matt, Perry, or Mike. The G.I. Joe lady, I got a good deal from her. I'm going to leave it as that too. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. I'm glad it was under an hour. I thought it was going to be well over an hour. But yep, that's everything. I think I did get more stuff throughout the week, but whatever. Peace.